Good morning, everyone. Zorfgal. We're playing some more Pokémon Reborn. So, this episode is actually... We've gotten through a good chunk of it, and I know there's still 4 up here. The reason we left these for last is because they are terrifying. Well, 3 of them are terrifying, and one of them we're kind of hit and miss on. So, we're gonna start with Marcello. There's a thing in the desert, like the middle of the desert, and a little bit to the right. I can't be more specific, just fix it. It's driving away the customers, so go fix it. We're gonna start with this one. I don't know that we can actually complete this right now. But we'll try. I'm not aware... Actually, we should probably... Let's do a quick dip in here. Okay, so the team we're ending up with here... I kept a couple of the more offensive Pokemon, and then switched out a few others for some more defensive Pokemon, because I think we're actually going to have to do some normal Pokemon catching in this. I might be wrong. We're going to head to the Tourmaline Desert. Back to one of our favorite regions. And I think it should just be right around here. Well, I was going to avoid using a repel, but no. That does not look... I think we've gone too far at this point. It just says go north, which is not super helpful. What? I'm very confused. You know, mashing through stuff without paying attention is usually a bad idea. Just saying. Okay, so apparently when it says north and right, it literally just means north until the end of the tracks, and then right until you see the door. I was going too far north. It was emphasizing the north, so I felt like it fit, but it didn't. Okay, that takes us to the Twilight Desert. Go ahead and grab our first Pokemon catch for this area. Stakataka. Stakataka is very beefy. I thought Beast Balls were a guaranteed catch, but apparently it's just a high catch rate. Great. There we go. Rock Steel with extremely high stats in defense. And I think that's it for what we can catch here. But obviously we haven't solved the problem. Now, I don't have my items equipped, so before I do this, I should probably toss a Toxic Orb on Mark quick. So this is a long, narrow map that actually loops on the sides. So if we go left and right, it'll loop back around to where we were. His Toxic Orb didn't activate because of embargo? That's obnoxious. We're literally only taking fights right now just to get his Toxic Orb active. That tracks. You know, sometimes things just don't go the way you want. You underestimate things, and this is one of those times. You know what? I don't even know if we need to do a fight, so before I get too bent out of shape, we're just gonna go ahead and save. That's not an entrance. Great. It looks like an entrance. If this thing brave birds and I lose my poison, I'm gonna be grumpy. We'll go wide lens here. Choice specs. Choice band. And more importantly, max repel. Which, the fact that we just found that Z cell is actually probably what we actually need to be looking for. That switch might have done something, I guess? There we go. Third gate open. Fourth gate open. I'm not sure which gates those are. We'll just keep going around in circles until we find them. What's the worst that could happen? Also, how many gates are there? And do they all look the same? The answer is probably, and lots. Not in that order. So this is the one we already did. Okay, so that's a loop, and I didn't see anything else open. I guess let's see if that fixes something. There we go. Inner gate open. So I think that machine is what we're actually here for. Although there might be something else going on, I guess. Inner gate open. Oh, that's probably the one inside that door that I couldn't get through, maybe? We have to flip the switch back. Greetings. I received a report of an unknown machinery here, and I thought it might be prudent to investigate. After a thorough analysis, it seems this panel's primary purpose is to scan and inspect gathered Z cells. At the moment, it does not appear as if collecting all 50 Z cells is a necessity, although it may be in the future. For every 10 Z cells brought here, another gate will open. You can probably assume that behind all of these exists a way to fuse the cells into 100% Zygarde. I did try and hack the system, but unfortunately, most of the usual methods seem to be ineffective. I'm struggling to find similarities to modern back-end infrastructure in these machines. It is as if they are only made to look like common devices rather than actually being them. One might say it's slightly frustrating. However, I'm admittedly curious how it all works, so I plan to remain here a little while longer and continue trying. Okay. So I don't think we can actually get through yet, because we only have 4 cells, and we need at least 10 to open the first gate, based on what they just said. So does that close? That closes this off, but it opens this, which may now be open again. No. Also, there's a switch here that I didn't notice. So this one should be open now because we flipped one of those switches. Cell inverter active. Cell imprints can be reversed for 0 IV functionality. No. I'm very confused. Oh, that's probably so you can undo your... If you build your Zygarde and you decide you want a different one. Okay, so that opened one of these gates. We may have to open the other gate with another switch. I didn't see another switch beyond the one that the second one. I guess we'll try it. It's also possible there's other stuff out in the desert we just walked right past, because we just went straight north pretty much. Construct. Okay. Cells active 5, 10 cells required. So I think the answer here is we need to get more Z cells before we can actually make our way through this. I think there are a few more in the Twilight Desert still. That should be 6. There are several other doors that we've been through that I think had more than we've found. There's 1. There's 2. So we may have to go off the left side for that one. There's another one over there, and I don't think that's the one we saw from the wraparound, so I think this is going to be 2 more this way, maybe. just one off this wraparound, but that is another one that we can wrap around to from a different angle, it looks like. Which will get us to 10. And hopefully that'll break the anomaly, which is our goal right now. It gets Zygarde in our Pokedex. Finishes off this anomaly. I don't know if we have to go down and around to get to that. Looks like no, but maybe? I'll take it, I guess. That's 10. Is that the one I had been looping around to try? I don't think that's the one I was trying to get. So with 10 cells... I'm hopeful. Unfortunately, that means we have to find the right door again. I think it's that one, which I think we need to flip the switch for. If this didn't have janky, like, movement where it just keeps randomly slowing you down, I would be much happier with it. Okay, so we've imprinted 10 cells. I'm very confused. Okay, so I think we need to... I don't think it's this switch, but I'll try it quick. I think it's the other switch. Nope, it was this switch. I just realized that might have been a mistake because we might need Zygarde in our party to enter the door. Should be right here. Okay, well, we found a Zygarde. I don't know if that actually fixes the anomaly. If you're not familiar, this is the 10% version of Zygarde. Inverts the effects of Fairy Aura and Dark Aura. It is just a very fast attacker, pretty much. Kind of bulky, fast attacker. Let's just do the thing quick. If we have to have it in our party, we wouldn't want it getting bad EVs, right? Attack and speed. Let's just give it Earthquake. And what? Choice Band? Choice Scarf, sure. I did not check what level it was. Exactly 100. Which means the repels aren't going to work. So we'll switch Mark back into the front. Now with it in our party, let's see if we can talk to Florina again, if that works. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that we can do right now without just getting more cells. I guess I hope that this is enough to get through this quote-unquote storyline beat. Because I'm genuinely not seeing anything else that we can do right now. Like, we've talked to all of the stuff once. We can construct... I guess the other option would be to try and deconstruct and just approach with 10 cells instead of a Zygarde. Okay, well, apparently that's what we needed to do for now. This entire section was kind of a weird train wreck, and not my favorite. Not very good communication here. Let's make sure that this, like, is the blip gone? Nope, the blip's not gone. Marcello's still chilling here. I guess maybe we just don't have to clear that one for now. One thing worth mentioning. We did get cell imprints. And a negative imprint. This is really... This has one potential use. So these increase IVs, cell imprints. We don't need that because we are playing with a code that gives every Pokemon in the game perfect IVs. That includes our opponents, to be fair. However, negative imprints are the one thing in the game that will lower IVs. So we can potentially... I don't know if it works with the code, I guess. But we could potentially give this for our Trick Room. For our Trick Room sets. Okay, so we've got a Zygarde. I may end up using it, but right now 10% Zygarde isn't very powerful compared to where we're at right now. I actually really like using it in the core game. It's one of the legendaries that I actually like using because it doesn't feel like a legendary when it's in its 10% version. Yeah, we've got our stack attacka. If you didn't stay to the very end of the last one, we caught a Lapras. And got a few other things to deal with here. I really was hoping this was going to be a straightforward one, and while it technically was, it was still a little frustrating. However, now we've got 3 more to do. These are possibly the scariest things we've done so far. I don't know that for sure, but they felt like it from reading about it. These are going to be 2 alternate reality Elite Four fights and a series of 12-on-6 battles for 3 more very powerful mythical Pokemon. And that'll be the end of episode 4, unless we have something else to do in the desert. So, I'm terrified. This is going to be rough. Unless it's not. We're not going to be able to switch teams out between them, I'm assuming, so I'm going to have to basically have to make teams for these 3 gauntlets. I mean, it's 3 separate teams, but 3 gauntlet teams. We'll see if we end up going for actual teams, or if we just do, like, Trick Room setups, because it is more reliable across all the different arenas we're going to be in. For now, though, hopefully you enjoy. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.